Hi everyone, it's a gorgeous day today and I'm talking about two of my most favourite things, so I'm very excited because today we're not just doing crochet patterns, we're doing book crochet patterns. And in case you couldn't tell from my background, I really love books, so I'm really excited to get into this one. I've sorted the patterns today into 4 categories. So we've got bookmarks, book covers, then I've found some patterns that are just like generally book themed, and then I've also found some patterns that are themed to specific books or specific things in books. That category is my favourite, so I'm going to save it till last because I say to leave the best till last. So let's get into the first category, which will be bookmarks. I'll scoot along as always to make some space for the patterns. So where to begin? Right. First I found this little bee bookmark, which I think is adorable and really good for spring. Like the sun is shining today, get yourself a bee bookmark. Also good for spring. These pretty flower ones. Now I'm pretty sure these patterns are in a different language, but just whack it in Google Translate and I think you'd be okay. We've also got these flower ones, very cute. But then if you're more of like an autumnal cottagecore type girly or boy, then we could do the mushroom. That's also very cute. Or you want to go opposite vibes, spooky. If you like your sort of gothic horrors, this would be a really good fit for those books because I always like to match my bookmark to my book. A spider, pretty creepy, but pretty cute. Then I've also got this cat bookmark pattern and the counterpart to it, the doggy pattern. Love both of those. I know I've done a lot of dog patterns in my previous videos and they're always these long dogs, but they're so cute. So long dog bookmark, sausage dog dash hound. Long dog is what they should be called really. Also got this very cute little rainbow cloud, love that. For more of a classic crochet look, you could go for the little granny square bookmark, very sweet, or this more like delicate lacy one, that might be a nice option. Being a Brit myself, love a cup of tea. Teacup bookmark, but you know, if you're more into coffee, it could be a coffee cup, like make of it what you want. And finally, because if you know me, you know I'm obsessed with stars and space, a little star bookmark because no explanation needed, stars are the best. So next category I have is book sleeves, and if you're thinking, what's that? I've got a little demo version. I made this one myself, very like Barbie colours, and I did this cute little flower button, which I love. So it's basically just a little pouch to put your book in to protect. I haven't read this yet. I hope it's good. But you put your book in it to protect your book. Like, you know, when you're chucking your book in your bag because you want to have it with you to read, but then all that gets like scruffy and the corners get a bit damaged. If you don't want that to happen, get yourself a book cover. So I've got a few book cover designs that I think are really cute. First of all, you could do a checked one like I've done because obviously I think that's cute because I made it myself and then I did a little wraparound, which I think is nice. So here is a tutorial for a checked one, but it's very simple, and obviously this one shows like the edge of the book is still exposed, whereas I did more of like a wraparound double for extra cover, but you're cool, you can make it as big as you like. Also, a little tip that I have for making these is to find one of your thickest books that you think you would carry with you. So this one is like 350 pages, and I know myself, I know I have a terrible attention span, and if I get a physical copy of a book that's thicker than this, I'm not going to read it. I'm just not. Any books that are thicker than that, I will listen to on audiobook instead. So I was like, okay, I know that my book cover needs to be as thick as to hold this or smaller. And then I used the thickness of that to base how thick my sides should be. So just a little tip. So for some more cute book cover designs, the space obsession continues. These are very cute. But also they sort of highlight that you could do this with any granny squares. So obviously these ones are like sun and moon, but you could watch my other video, my granny square video, find a square that you like from that, and then use, I think it must use, yes, 6 squares to make your own little book cover out of them. And then you can personalize it to whatever square you want. So this one's similar, granny square floral one, but it's got more of a border. So I thought that was cute. Or if you just want to go for like your very traditional granny square, you could make one like this. That would be a very quick workup little project. Great if you need to make someone a gift at last minute. You could also make a book cover out of scrap yarn. And I think I've looked closer at this one and I'm pretty sure that this is actually using a rainbow yarn that just changes colour very quickly. But if you used your scrap yarn, it would end up looking kind of like this. So I thought it was a good inspo picture. You could use the strawberry stitch to make one like this, which is very cute, or a little cherry one like this, which I haven't seen before, but I'm guessing it just uses bobble stitches and colour changes, but very cute. I also really like this one with the daisies, and I thought that the way that they had done it with the stitches gave sort of like a tiled effect, which I thought was really unique. If you've seen my other videos, you probably know that I'm a sucker for the tulip stitch because tulips are my favourite flowers. So I'm probably going to make this at some point in the next couple weeks. Like, let's be honest, this is gorgeous. I love it. And with the two little buttons, it's so cute. Now, I realised just now when I was looking at this that this isn't a pattern. It's a pre-made thing that somebody's selling. But you could use it as inspiration, and if you wanted to make one of these yourself, I think it'd be pretty easy. You can just look up the tulip stitch, do some single crochets at the top, a row of tulip stitches, single crochet at the bottom, make one long strip, and then wrap it round so you sew it up one side and then just do some extra stitches at the bottom. I think that would work. Okay, we have two more. So first up is these little like tapestry style crochet book covers. And these are all preset patterns, but I'm pretty sure that you can make any tapestry and then turn it into a book cover. So just a little inspiration for you. Finally, like in this pattern, which has the super cute little love heart letter thing, which I love. But this also gives you the idea that you could add a strap to any of these book covers and then it'll turn it into more of a book bag rather than just a book cover. And that's cute too. So next up we have the book themed general category. So starting off, we have a book, because maybe you just want a crocheted book in your life. You want to cuddle your books. That's how much you love them. But I don't know what you'd use this for, but it's cute either way. And on the subject of crocheting books, you can make these crocheted quiet books. So if you have a kid in your life, you could literally make them a book from scratch, and that would be very cool. Next, if you're like this lady and want to just sit back and drink your tea or coffee while you're reading, you could make this little I Heart Books book holder cushion. I thought that was quite a cool idea. Also a book holder cushion, but in a different way, is this cushion cover that has a little book pouch on it. I thought that was pretty cool. Next up is for people like me who like to say that book collecting and book reading are completely separate hobbies, just so that they can justify their book hoarding. So it's this little wall tapestry pattern that says Book Dragon Layer for all those people who are just little book hoarders, like a dragon, except you're not hoarding gold as your treasure is your books. Then we've got this pattern for this bookshelf blanket, which I just think is gorgeous. Next up is more of an idea than a pattern. So it's the idea that you can make little tapestry squares or granny squares themed on favourite books of yours or favourite things in a certain book or book series, and then stitch them all together to become a blanket or a cushion. So like this is just an example of a cushion with different themed squares. But then this is actually one that somebody's done, which is a Terry Pratchett themed blanket where they've made all these different patches based off of things in, I think, Discworld, and then have just stitched them all together. So I thought that would be really cool if you wanted to come up with something that summarizes all of your favorite books in one crochet piece. It'd be a big project, but I think it'd be really cool when it comes out. So my final and favourite category are these patterns that are themed to specific books. So since we were just talking about Terry Pratchett, I will start with this one, which is a crocheted Discworld. Like, I love it because I love Terry Pratchett. I just think it's so cute. Next up, we have one for Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, which is this little tapestry with little mice and the 42. And you could turn this into anything, like a bag, a pot holder, whatever you want. One of the books I read last year for the first time was Frankenstein, so I thought I'd include this little cutie. I mean, he seems very happy, which is nice because he wasn't very happy in the book. And on the sort of gothic horror theme, if you're into Dracula, or could make this more Twilighty depending on what your area of preference is, you can make these little cute vampire pot holders. I thought those were cool. If you're a Hunger Games stan, then you could use this alpha pattern to create this bag or turn it into a cushion cover, whatever you like. For all my fantasy lovers out there, I thought that this dagger pattern was very like enemies to lovers, romance with daggers, that kind of vibe. Then another book that I love, Great Gatsby, you could make these little hair feathers, or this is my most favorite pattern that I found in this whole video. I found this little green lantern, and if you've read Gatsby, you get the reference, like the green light. I just thought I might make this and put it on my shelves in front of my copy of Gatsby because I just think it's so cute. Next up, I've not read the ACOTAR series myself, but I know that if you love it, you're probably gonna love this Night Court tapestry. I think it's just gorgeous. I found this little Prince amigurumi, which is really cute, and also on the like sort of kids book theme, you could make a very hungry caterpillar, which was my brother's favourite book as a young child. Not now that he's a grown-up, but he's got a baby, so he could read it to him. If you fancy doing some investigative work, you could make yourself your very own Sherlock Holmes hat. Or if you want to go a little darker, a little more Lovecraftian horror vibes, make a little Cthulhu. Like, pretty damn cute for a demon. Next up, a couple of Harry Potter patterns. You could make this golden snitch bookmark, which is very sweet. Or if you want to go more fantastic beasts, you can make your own little niffler to steal all your gold. I also found this Jane Austen amigurumi, which I thought was really sweet. Finally, a bit of Lord of the Rings. I love Lord of the Rings. Technically this is Hobbit, but you could make some little amigurumi Hobbit Lord of the Ring characters. You could make this little Hobbit house door pouch, or this little Hobbit house bag, which is really sweet. I love that. Okay, I think that's everything. I hope you liked some of these patterns and found some inspiration, either to get crocheting or to get reading, either way. Since I always do a little self-promo in my videos, I thought today would be a good time to talk about my illustrated bookmarks. Like, I love to match my bookmark to the theme of the book I'm reading, right? So are you reading a book about the sea? Get yourself a sea bookmark. Are you reading about witches? Pretty spooky. Are you reading a book about travel or somebody who lives in New York? Why not have a New York bookmark? A summer fling, summer vibes, or a fantasy? Manta ray in space. I've got more and more and more than I've shown here. Like, why not get yourself a little collection? I'll link my Etsy store in the description. So if you want to get some bookmarks, that would be great. So that is everything. If you want to follow me on social media, you can. This is my illustration one, which obviously I think is the best one because I'm biased. But if you're like, you know what, you seem interesting, then you could follow me too. This is my personal one. Whatever floats your boat. If you want to give the video a like, maybe comment some book recommendations. I would love that. Like, please feed the addiction. And I hope you have a great day. I hope it's a gorgeous sunny day where you are, just like it is here. And I will see you soon. Please subscribe. Okay, bye.